I grew up playing the basketball with the boys, so like it's always been physical and feisty, and like that's what it is, and you got to find a way to hold your own.
The shocking declaration made by Caitlin Clark, the phenomenal basketball wonder who has been dominating courts and setting records with breathtaking performances, has rocked the sports world. Clark has won millions of hearts with her captivating plays and unquestionable personality. However, everyone feels tense over this most recent news. What does it signify for the game itself, her team, and her future? Is it truly over? Come along as we dissect Caitlin Clark's shocking revelation that has fans in complete shock. Clark's pivotal time in his career. Records were set and broken in 2006 when there were only 34 games in the WNBA regular season. Caitlin Clark, however, is currently generating news of her own. The whole basketball community is in a frenzy after she just dropped a bombshell. She will not be participating in the game until April. Fans are already going crazy because that means more than 200 days without the WNBA's biggest star taking the court. It was even verified by Ryan Ruocco. No training camps, no off-season grind, no foreign ball, nothing until spring. But rest isn't the only thing involved. Clark had a chaotic final game. She was simply tackled to the ground, and surprisingly, no foul was called. Online debates about the league and its standards sprang out right away. Could someone please clarify why that isn't a foul? They posed the query, followed by a nearly cynical response. Oh, hold on. Caitlin Clark is here. Everyone could see the obvious double standard. Social media erupted in anger. Players also had their say. We don't want fans degrading us or calling us names. We come to play basketball, one player remarked. We enjoy what we do for a living. However, nobody should have to deal with social media going crazy over such things when they get to work. There must be some action taken. How often must we witness this, whether it's the league enforcing regulations or inspecting fans? After the game, Alyssa Thomas had a passionate reaction of her own. She didn't rejoice about the victory. Instead, she expressed her tiredness with the hostility by calling out Fever supporters for using derogatory language and showing disrespect. However, the timing drew criticism. When Angel re-tackled her earlier this season, Thomas remained mute for a while before speaking up. Suddenly, however, when Caitlin Clark is involved, everything changes completely. The more significant question now is whether Clark's choice to resign was a turning point in his career. She is making a clear statement by declining to play abroad or enter off-season competitions like 3-on-3 ball. Her long-term legacy, her body, and her mind come first. To be honest, the WNBA, Indiana Fever, and fans worldwide are going to discover how much the league suffers when its best player is gone for an extended period of time. Although some fans may be surprised, Clark's decision makes perfect sense. Most players wouldn't be able to handle the workload she has been undertaking. Consider this. Caitlin played 81 games, or roughly an NBA-length season, in just 324 days, accumulating nearly 3,000 minutes on the field. That is indeed unusual. Consider her most recent game. This matchup wasn't your typical one. Against the Connecticut Sun, a club designed to destroy underdogs, it was a playoff battle. Clark was motivated to prove herself, even though the Fever were outmatched on paper. She kept Indiana alive when most thought they were done by scoring 25 points and dishing out 9 assists while playing under extreme circumstances. However, the plot is hardly conveyed by the box score. The game was masterfully planned by Caitlin, and the fans watched in wonder. She was creating wide-open shots for teammates with flawless passes that nonetheless failed to fall. Before someone finishes, how many more flawless passes must she make? Supporters inquired. There was more to that game than just points. It demonstrated Clark's amazing vision for play. She carried Indiana's offense on her shoulders, improved her teammates, and provided uncounted possibilities. And all of this against one of the league's most playoff-tested teams, the Connecticut Sun. Clark attacked the hoop, made long shots, and played as if she didn't want to let the moment get to her. There was confidence in every move. She demonstrated her dominance in the WNBA by giving Indiana a genuine opportunity of an upset. Although the season ended tragically, it was nonetheless an incredible one. Clark established herself as one of the league's most audacious and brilliant players ever. She became the lifeblood of Indiana basketball, motivating both teammates and supporters with her ruthless scoring and selfless playmaking. This pause is a statement rather than merely a respite. The WNBA will feel different once Caitlin Clark is gone for weeks. Everyone in attendance can now see firsthand how crucial she is to the future of women's basketball as a whole, as well as to her squad. Does Clark hold a position of authority within the WNBA? Let's investigate. Caitlin Clark's power. The Fever ran via Caitlin Clark in addition to running plays. Take a moment to consider that. Her name was marked on the scouting reports of every team in the league. Whole defensive tactics were created with the express purpose of slowing her down. Midway through, coaches had to make frequent changes to their game plans in order to keep her in check. Nevertheless, Caitlin managed to set them on fire night after night. In any case, that is the hallmark of a real superstar. Her shooting range comes next. She's doing more than simply making three-pointers. She's approaching from a distance that renders defenders utterly defenseless. The defense is forced to give up on her when she makes those deep shots. And the lanes open up at that precise moment. She cuts by defenders as if they aren't there because to her lightning-fast speed and deft ball handling. She offers more to the game than just scoring, though. In addition, Caitlin is among the league's most astute playmakers. She puts her teammates in excellent positions to score by dishing out passes, dimes really. She takes her own game very seriously. As she puts it, "I think I had a good year, but the best part is that I know I'm only beginning to explore. I scrutinize every action I take because I want to strengthen this team, support my teammates, and be better for them. What most excites me is how much room there is for me to develop. I'm confident that we'll all return here in better shape than before." What distinguishes her is her exceptional shooting and vision. She is more than just a point-chasing scorer.
She is the whole thing.
The league as a whole so keeps tabs on her every action. Few players can see the court as well as Caitlin can. Consider her 9 assists in the season's last game. Furthermore, her assist number may have easily been in the double digits if her teammates had truly made every wide-open shot she gave them. However, it was more than just points or assists that really characterized Caitlin this season. It was a show of leadership. Despite her youth, she developed into the rock that her colleagues turned to when things got tough. Big shot in the last few minutes. Caitlin accepted it. Defensive halt. Loss of momentum. Caitlin took the initiative. She wasn't merely completing a statistical form. Every night, she was establishing the mood. Her competitive spirit drove her to play harder, even when she was upset with herself. She described incidents where she smacked the backboard after missing a three-pointer and was informed it was disrespectful to the game. She thought of a technical she received in college and said, "Damn it." It had nothing to do with her teammates, the other side, or the referee. It has to do with her personal ambition to succeed. She played harder, the squad got stronger, and they got better because of that passion. Caitlin became one of the most significant players in the whole WNBA this season thanks to her unique combination of on-court leadership and cold-blooded talent. It's not surprising that she's taking a little break after bearing that burden throughout the season. In order to supplement their income and maintain their fitness, several WNBA players take off-season trips abroad. However, Caitlin is acting more wisely. No non-stop work, no back-to-back games, no long flights, just relaxation. She is providing the necessary reset for her body and mind. This season, was she able to handle the entire league alone? Let's investigate. Clark, Caitlin, first season. The WNBA has an unrelenting schedule. It was a roller coaster of highs and hardships to watch Caitlin Clark's debut season, which is now over. The Connecticut Sun's 2-game sweep over the Indiana Fever removed them from the semifinals, but the season showed off Caitlin's amazing effect on the court. We witnessed firsthand how her supremacy at Iowa translated flawlessly to the professional ranks, how she could improve everyone around her, build chemistry, and uplift a team. Her impact became indisputable as the season went on. She was a magnet for attention. She filled seats in both big and small venues and attracted new fans to the league not only in her own arena, but in every place she traveled to. The grind is more intense for a player like Caitlin, who bears the weight of the offense, defense, and high expectations of a whole team. Although playing abroad could seem alluring, it's only extra wear and strain with no true respite. Caitlin understood this reality. The only way to safeguard her long-term strategy was to take a step back, as the toll on her body and mind was genuine. She didn't merely skip the international competition. Additionally, she taught the 3-on-3 circuit, a fast-paced, dazzling variation of basketball that is rapidly gaining popularity. That format requires constant effort from the defense and the offensive. However, Caitlin was aware of what her body required. Real rest, not a pleasant, lighthearted version of basketball. A complete makeover that would enable her to come back stronger, more savvy, and in better health the next season. Her maturity in making that choice is well beyond her years. Caitlin is thinking long-term, while most young athletes feel pressure to play all year long in order to keep their relevance or chase abroad checks. She is aware that if she defends her body now, she will eventually rule. In order to be prepared to take over once more when the new WNBA season begins, she is allowing herself the time and space to heal both physically and mentally. Her admirers have gone crazy for her. She is supported by her fans in Iowa and Indiana. However, even dedication can occasionally be accompanied by disdain. Caitlin has also had to deal with the discussions surrounding her profession, which have included racism and harsh treatment. The officiating, or more precisely, its absence, was a major source of Caitlin's annoyance this season. She was repeatedly hacked while driving to the edge, pushed against the edge, and slammed to the ground without receiving any calls. The fans were taken aback. That treatment of one of the league's best players. Unimaginable.